Hey folks, this is Vince with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to check out Indian Summer. This is a game that you can find on Steam for about $7. This is also a digital adaptation of a popular board game, one that I admittedly don't own. I did take some time to play against the computer just now off camera, and I think I've got the gist of it. It's very similar to Cottage Garden in Patchwork, in the sense that you've got these Tetris-like pieces, or Tetraminos, whatever you want to call them, and you're trying to put them onto a board and fit them together, and how you do so and how well you do so will determine how many victory points you get and whether or not you win the game. Let's go ahead, look around, and see what's what. On the left-hand side, you've got various buttons. There are no tooltips, unfortunately. Some of them are profile-related. Some of them allow you to purchase other games by the same company, like their Stockpile, which I featured before, Le Havre, Agricola, Patchwork. On the right-hand side, you've got a tutorial. I didn't play the in-game tutorial, but again, I did play around with the computer off camera, and I did win, by the way. I played it on easy, but I did win. So it's fairly doable for newcomers to the game. Options menu. You can toggle the sound and music on or off here. There's no sliders, though, so if you find the sound effects too loud, then you may want to go to your desktop audio mixer and turn the sound down that way. The music's okay. It's got this light guitar-esque kind of theme going. I rather enjoyed it. It gets a little repetitive after a while, but I rather enjoyed it. Okay, let's go ahead, jump into the game, and I'll do the best I can to explain the rules as we go. There's easy, medium, and hard. So we'll just play a 1v1 against... Okay, so you're probably wondering, what the heck am I looking at here? What is all this stuff? Well, basically, you've got a player grid. Each player has their own player grid. It is not shared. And the objective is to completely fill your grid and be the quickest one to do it and be the most efficient. Each player grid is broken up into sections. There's a 3x4 section in the upper left. There's a 3x4 section upper middle, 3x4 section upper right, and so on. There's 6 sections on your player board. I'll get to why that is in a minute. You'll also notice that there are different colored icons. Blue is blueberry, orange are nuts, white is mushroom, and red or burgundy, whatever that is like a red flower. I'm not sure what that is, or a red leaf, rather. And these are all special abilities that you can get, and you can play them on your turn. How do you get these? Okay, well, like I said, each player grid is broken up into sections. You also notice that these pieces have holes in them. If you completely fill up a section with pieces, any special ones that are still showing, any special tiles or whatever are still showing, you'll get tokens for that. So let's say I were to right now completely fill the upper left-hand corner section. Okay? The only special tile that is showing is a nut. So when this section becomes filled, I would get a nut token, and that would be added to my pool on the right-hand side here. We each start the game with 1 mushroom, 1 nut, and 1 blueberry. Okay? So long story short, you're going to be using these Tetramino pieces to fill up these sections. When you completely fill up a section, you get to collect any exposed special tiles that may be there. What do these special actions do? What do these special tiles do? Whatever. Well, on the left-hand side, it outlines them for you. The blueberry lets you refill your hand up to 5, which I'll get to in a minute. The nut lets you take a free squirrel tile and place it on your turn. A squirrel tile is just a 1x1. Okay, it's a free action. It doesn't take your entire turn. You can play a squirrel piece just by itself, and that's that, and that ends your turn. But the nut one lets you do it for free and still take a move. The mushroom lets you play the first tile on each person's backpack and play them onto the board at the same time. And lastly, you've got that red leaf that allows you to play as many pieces as you want in your backpack. So what do I mean by backpack and pull and all that? Well, if you look on the very bottom, there's 3 rows, okay? there's 5 pieces in your backpack, and they have to be in the order in which they are dealt to you. The computer doesn't let you change the order, so you don't have to worry about that. But it's important to keep the player order because, like I said earlier, that mushroom ability allows you to take the first piece next to everyone's backpack and play them. So in order to keep that mushroom ability, legal and all that stuff, you have to keep your pieces in the correct order. Again, the computer doesn't let you do it here, but if you're playing the tabletop game, you want to make sure you're keeping these pieces in order. The very bottom row is the public pool. Whenever you're playing a piece, you don't get to draw from the public pool. You just keep going until you run out. When you run out of pieces, you draw 5 more from the public pool. Unless, of course, you take a blueberry token and play that. That allows you to refill your hand before you spend all 5. So if I had like 3 pieces left in my backpack, I could spend a blueberry and draw the next 2 down here in the pool. The animal pieces in the middle, the bottom middle, are kind of hard to explain. As I was explaining earlier, you're going to be playing pieces and trying to reveal as many of these special areas or tokens as possible. If you happen to do this in such a way to, let's say I played this one on one turn, and then this one on this turn, and then this one on this turn. In the future, now I've got three of these special tiles right next to each other, and they're open, they're exposed, you can see them. If you form a certain pattern, you can take the piece from that animal row, like this 3 here on the bottom left. It's the second one over from the left, the one where my mouse is. I can drag that up here, place it over top of the exposed special tiles, and then collect those bonuses again. So there's 2 ways to collect these special actions, abilities, tokens, okay? You can completely fill a section, and any exposed special tokens will be given to you, or you put an animal token or an animal piece over top exposed ones, and they all have to be exposed. It can't be a partial fit. They all have to be exposed. So I know it's kind of hard to explain, without showing you. So let's just show you. So I've got 5 pieces here in my backpack. I have to choose one, or I can choose the squirrel. I'm not going to do that. Let's... I could do something like that. Well, if I do that, though, I'm taking up a lot of space. I may want to build off of this middle here. I think I could form some type of pattern that an animal tile would fit over down here. It's just trying to get to it. Like, I could do something like this. I could do something like that. Sure. And try and build off of it. So I can now take optional actions or end my turn. I can play the nut and add an extra 1 by 1 here, or I can play this mushroom and refill, or this blueberry rather, and refill my hand back up to 5. I'm not going to do that. Easy's turn now. And again, you don't collect these, okay, until you fill up the grid, until you fill up that section. So this nut that is sort of highlighted now, I still can't use that. I gotta wait until I completely fill the section up before I can collect them. Now this one might be good here, but... I kind of want to go after these here. If I were to form a pattern, what would I fill? I could do a 3 maybe. If I can fill this one and this one. Like, I don't care if I cover this. But I could cover this one here and then take this 3-piecer. I could do that. Another thing I didn't mention, you can also trade in special tokens. If you're going up, meaning that if you're trying to trade in a blueberry for a nut, You have to trade in 2 of them. So to go from a blueberry to a nut, you have to trade in 2 blueberries. If you want to go from nut to mushroom, you have to trade in 2 nuts. If you want to go from mushroom to red leaf, you have to trade in 2 mushrooms. If you're going down, it's a 1-to-1. So 1 mushroom gives you 1 nut, 1 nut gives you 1 blueberry, and so on. Okay, so what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? It's maddening. As far as I can tell, there's no 2-piecers, so you got to be careful of that. Like I could fit this one here. It's a waste, though. I don't like that. All right, maybe something like this. Maybe we'll get some pieces later that'll help us out. Easy's just covering everything up. It doesn't care. Like I said, this game is... you can jump into this against the easy AI and not lose too badly, unless you really mess up. I could cover this up here, even though I may not want to, but I do want to start filling in, so we're going to do that. Okay, yeah, I could do that. Even though I'm covering up this blueberry, I think I'll be okay. Alright, now I'm down to 1 piece. After I spend this piece, I'll draw 5 more from down here. And they look okay. I don't see anything wrong with them. Does he have a piece I may want to play? I could play a mushroom, for example, and I can play that 3-piecer that he's got, that 3-liner. But I don't really see a need for it right now. All right, what if I did that? And I can play an L maybe here in the future. He's using a mushroom to play 2. 1 from me, 1 from the public pool. Okay. Well, I've got an L shape here. All I really need to do is cover this bad boy up. So I could do this. And now I've got this 3 here. Now, once I get rid of these tokens, I'll be able to put that L animal piece on top of this and score these nuts again in the future. But I have to fill these grids first. I have to fill these sections first before I do that. Okay. Speaking of which, we should probably do that. Kind of putting ourselves in a nasty position here. What if I did that? All right, he's filling up prematurely. That's fine. In fact, I may want to do that because there's this L shape down here that I could really use. And I've got one here, but I wouldn't mind another one. I don't want him getting that. Although, the chances of him picking that up again are slim to none because he doesn't have any more special tokens. So I could pick this. I can spend these 2 with the safe assumption that I'll get it again, 2 or 3 moves down the road. There's no chance of him taking this. Let's do... Well, I want to fill these grids up at some point. I'd hate to cover that nut up to do it, though. I really don't want to do that. All right, let's be safe and just start working on this. Okay. And what am I going to do with this now? Well, maybe something like that. Okay, so I filled back up to 5. He's all over the place. This one wouldn't be so bad, except the hole's in the wrong spot. I could do something like this, but then I'd need 2 squirrel pieces to fill this in. Although, I mean, I could get... This would be another... this is a 3-piece here that I could... If I can get this one to reveal as well... That's a thought. This is tough. See, if I put this here, then I won't be able to reveal this, because no squirrel 1x1s are empty. So I'd have to use 2 of them here to fill this in. And that would ruin this here. So I may want to wait on this side until I can get the piece I need for it. Maybe an L shape. Actually, this one coming up on the public pool would be perfect. It's it's the third one over from the right here. If I can put that there, that would be awesome. So maybe I'll wait on that. I just have to make sure I get to it first. Although it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. Okay, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so he would get the first 5 here, and then on my refresh, I would get it, assuming he doesn't spend a mushroom. All right, so let's work on a separate area. Let's do, say, let's fill that in. Okay, nope. I mean, that would have been nice there, but again, that covers this up, and I don't want that covered up. This piece stinks. All right, we may have to bite the bullet and cover some up here when we don't want to. I mean, that covers up a lot. I'd hate to do that. Doesn't matter which way I do it. It's gonna stink. All right, well, I could do something. Or just not play it ever. There's that too. Well, see, that would be nice to fill out 2 sections here, but that would cover up that nut, and I don't want to do that. Again, I may not have a choice. All right, let's do this. And do I want to refill now with blue? Do I need this L piece for anything? Do I need this 3 for anything? Maybe not. We'll wait. He's going to be filling up soon. Okay, yeah, he's got 1 piece left. So he's going to get these 5. And then after that, I'll get 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so I'll get the piece I need for this far left. I'd hate to do this, I really do, but I need to start getting some of these tokens. Do I really want to do that now? Do I really need the mushroom now? Do I really need that nut now? Do I really need that blueberry now? No, I don't. It's going to bother me if I do that. And again, I can't cover this up because I want to form a 3 here. This side is going to get messy. I'm just going to warn you that right now. That does not sit well with me at all. This piece is the worst piece ever. Worst piece ever. I could maybe fit it here. It's just it won't cover up anything. That's the problem. I would need a lot of L shapes, and I don't see a whole lot of L shapes down here on the public pool. All right, pass on that. It's crap is what it is. It's crap. I suppose we'll just work off of this one. He's putting some squirrels in. I've got a 3-piece here. I could do this with it. Okay, so that completely covered this section, and now I earned that, that, and that. But I don't think... And once I fill this piece, I'll get this section here. I'll get 3 more nuts out of it. But I don't think I need to. That T block would be nice, but again, I want this other one. He's being weird. He's not playing it for some reason. Maybe he wants that too. I don't know. See, if I refill first, then I won't get what I need. So maybe I should play a squirrel. I don't want to refresh right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then he would get that one. Well, that bites. He's putting me in a predicament here. Let's see. I want to see where he's going with this. Let's just fill this in. And we'll collect this. Alright, player piece. Maybe he can't. Maybe that's his problem. Alright, well then in that case, he's never going to be able to refill. Not unless we steal it. So let's just play and we'll just keep going as far as we can with this. Actually, you know what? I'm going to spend my blueberry, because I don't like that piece at all. I'm going to spend this blueberry, refill, and start getting some of these out. I could... Oh, can't do that. This T block would have been nice there, but it is what it is. We'll play that here for that. Or do we play... Set this one up. Ugh. Aha! There we go. This is what you don't want to have happen. Okay, I gotta keep spending pieces, but still have enough to get... Alright, okay, I need to get to this 4th one down here. It may not happen. It may not. I may have to spend another piece, maybe this 3-piecer, to do that. Something like that, maybe. Okay, this gets worse and worse. Worse and worse. Nope. Okay. That piece is just death. I guess we'll have to cover that up, even though I don't really want to. And then I'm forced to... That would be 1, 2, 3... Oh, I wouldn't have enough, I don't think. Alright, let's spend a blueberry now. Can we use any of these pieces before I do this? If I were to draw those two down there, would I be able to use that L block? Or that squiggly, whatever that thing is? I could, but I wouldn't be able to place it in such a way neatly that... Yeah, see, it wouldn't... I could place the square right here. I could do that. Now, what the heck? We'll chance it. Let's live dangerously. Okay. Again, I really want this one, but I don't think we're going to be able to get to it. I could play the 3-piecer here, and that would leave me with 3 left. And I could play another... I could convert a nut into a blueberry, draw that, then place this. Alright, so let's do this. I'll put this here. Now that completed a section for him, but he didn't collect anything for it. Alright, so now I'm going to convert, and I want to draw 2. There we go, and now I want to yeah, perfect. Perfect. Yes. Booyah. Alright, so I'm going to play this. Okay, now we've got these revealed, and the sections are completed, so this can go here. And I'll get more of the same token. So I'll get 2 more blueberry and 1 nut. And this one, I'll get 3 more nuts out of that. Okay, then. And now let's just... Yeah, end turn. Yeah, I'm in no danger here at all. So we'll just use 1 there. Take that. And I could skip my... Or I could end my turn, and then on my next turn play a free one. Or I could just play 1 nut now and pretty much end it. It doesn't really matter. I've got this in the bag. I'm just going to do this. Whatever. Again, this is a free action. So in the last round, you convert all of your pieces into nuts where possible, and those turn into bonus points at the end. So I definitely got that one. Looks like he filled in 57 squares. I did my entire board plus 17, and that gave me victory. Alright, so while I probably didn't explain it all that well, I hope it gave you an idea as to how the game is played. If you guys want to see another run-through of this, let me know. If you guys haven't already, subscribe to my channel, and check out my official website, www.dadsgamingaddiction.com. This is Vince, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.